Guys, how's everybody?
Hello.
I don't have anybody coming in and joining me tonight. My son was on my video yesterday, so hopefully not. But anyway, I want to jump right in so we can get going. If you're just now joining us, welcome. I am glad you're here. This call is all about 9-week control freak, and we're going to talk about how to launch it. And this is the plan I follow for every single one of my launches. And so hopefully you kind of get a system that works really well for you, so you can do this with all of your launches. And so I feel like that's one thing I do pretty well is launch programs. And so it can make your business explode. I had the benefit of being around in 2014 when the 21-day fix came to life. So when it launched in that February of 2014, it blew my business up. We went from a diamond team to a 5-star elite team that year. And I think I had like 76 or something Success Club points that month. I mean, it was crazy insane. My second business center went diamond in 1 week, literally 1 week. It just blew up, and it's the result of the launch. And so don't underestimate it. If you're like, I don't know, kind of dragging your feet, stop dragging your feet and put all of your energy into this launch. Autumn knows what she's doing, whether you like her or don't like her. She's not my favorite trainer in the world. That's not a secret, but her programs are amazing, and she gets you get results if you do her programs. So that's one thing we know with absolute certainty, that you absolutely will get results if you do her program. So I want you guys to treat this program like it is your job, because it is your job. Get results like it's your job. And so I'm going to share my screen. I have some slides for you guys. Here we go. Okay. So 9 Week Control Freak. Obviously, that is our program. This is just some background information. Hopefully you already know all of this, but this is Autumn's 10th program with Beachbody. And if you didn't see my post the other day in Arete, I was on a call with her in the roundtable, which is the group for 5 stars and up. And she was talking on that call about the fact that of all her programs, we're talking 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, Country Heat, 80 Day Obsession, which many, many people say their best results were from 80 Day Obsession. She says that out of all of her programs, the results from this program are the best that she's ever seen. So that's pretty amazing. And the workouts are 18 to 30 minutes. So you have so many people who are like, oh, I can't get results in that amount of time. I need 45 minutes, an hour, or whatever. Yeah, like 80 Day Obsession, they were a lot longer. They're getting results in 18 to 30 minutes. Like, it's intense and there are no breaks. So you're not pausing in the 18 to 30 minutes. You're going hard and you're leaving it all on the floor, but you get serious results. And there are 2 days of rest. So you'll see there are 5 workouts a week and then 2 rest days a week. So one really cool thing about this program is the rest days that are built in. So there's a big emphasis on rest and recovery. But it's 9 weeks. There are 3 different phases, and each one increases in intensity from the previous. So there are the DCTTs, which you've probably heard her talk about if you follow her on Instagram or Facebook. Density, complexes, and Tabata. That should just be complex. And Tabata training. You have 1 day of total body tone and then 1 day of Tabata cardio and core. And the Tabata is at the end of the workouts, and it's like 4 minutes. And so you go as hard as you can, and you like empty out the tank in 4 minutes, because you know it's like a finite amount of time. You can do that. You can push through and just like leave it all out there. And so she also has some little add-on Tabatas that you can add at the end of like something else. If you just feel like you need a little bit more, then that's a really great way. And a Tabata means you go as hard as you can. It's not HIIT. It's very different. It's harder than that. You push harder than that. It's pushing as hard as you possibly can for 4 minutes. And if you're doing a Tabata right, you can't do it for longer than 4 minutes because you're pushing so hard. So that's Tabata. There's a lot of time under tension in this program. So that's another reason why it's super effective, is because with the track, the control track, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit in a second, with the control track, there's a lot of time under tension. And so you get results with that. There's density training, build stamina. You can read all of this, but lots of calorie scorching, short workouts. One really cool thing about this program is there are 45 unique workouts, but we've had that before. But what's different is that the moves change from workout to workout. So I think that's pretty cool. You're not doing the same workouts like every Monday or whatever, or the same exercises rather. You actually change up the exercises too. So that's pretty cool. So really you have something completely different to look forward to each day. The format might be the same as what it was the week before, but the moves are just totally different. Yes, read. I'm not going to read to you guys. You guys can do that. I will give you these slides so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, equipment that is needed. You need the control track and the B-Lines resistance band, and that comes in your package. And there's no digital option available this time, so it's absolutely required that you buy the equipment. And this equipment is not like anything else, like on Amazon. She said there was like $90 or something. But if you want to do, like, if you want to get the results from this program, because it's fast, it moves really quickly. Like, you might move from like a bicep curl into a chest press into, like, you're all using the control track. It really increases your range of motion, but you can flow very easily from one move to the next using the control track. Whereas you don't have time to like stop and get different weights and put them down and all that kind of thing. So anyway, there's one that's similar on Amazon, but it's like $90. So this one, and that's not even exactly the same. It's just comparable. So she actually had this designed for this program. The same with the ball that we use. There's a core ball that comes in your package. And that ball, like, she tested the thicknesses and all the different sizes, and she tested like every single one on the market, and she had this one made. So because it's exactly the specifications that she wanted. So you can't get something similar on Amazon. I mean, it's something similar, but not the exact ball. And so you use it a lot. The workout for like stability and things too. So you use that a whole bunch. And then of course you need dumbbells, light, medium, heavy, like always. But I would also use the step from T25. So if you already have that, then awesome, you're in good shape. If you don't, it's going to be, you can add it on at a discount. I think it's 15% off if you add it on to your cart, but they have a limited amount. So if you don't have a step, get in early for that. You're going to definitely want to order like first, because once they run out, they're not restocking. They don't want to restock the steps. So once they're out, they're out. There is a comparable one for that on Amazon though. So if you don't have it, then that's something that you could buy somewhere else, but everything else you have to buy here. And she says that if you don't want to do that, like if you try to modify with other things, and she says don't even do it. It's not the program for you. So you got to get at least the accessory bundle. Let's see. Let me make sure. She said that there are a lot of like, expect a lot of booty gains and like arm muscles popping and things like that. You're going to see a lot of, you're going to be really surprised by those things. There's no sample workout, and you might have already realized that, but there's no sample workout for this program because the equipment is absolutely essential. So because you have to have the equipment, then it doesn't, I mean, doing the sample is not going to really be reflective of the actual program, so it doesn't make sense. So there's no sample workout. There is a first look that I added yesterday to our launch group. You can show that to your I'm just talking about the program, and so they can just check that out. Our group will start, we can purchase one week from yesterday, so December the 7th, and then customers are the 21st. But I would highly encourage you to talk to people about signing up at least as a preferred customer, because it's a 90-day program. If they're committing for 90 days, which, or whatever, 9 weeks, not 90 days, 9 weeks. If they're committing for 9 weeks, then they're going to need supplements for more than just that first 30 days. And so they're going to automatically get a discount that second 30 days. Like, who signs up for this program and then just doesn't really commit to it? Like, that wouldn't make any sense. If you're going to purchase the program and sign up for it, then you're going to do it at least for the 9 weeks and probably another round after that. But so they're going to want to commit for that amount of time with the discount, I would think. My plan is to start January 4th as a big group, because it's taking a long time. They can't do it, even though the workouts will be available on December 7th in BOD, that you can't really do it without the equipment. So we're going to wait until everybody gets their equipment. And I think I don't want to start a workout program December 21st because it's the week of Christmas, and who wants to really start a workout program the week of Christmas? So I think we're going to start January 4th and get everybody in one big group together. Plus the energy is so through the roof when everybody's doing a program together for the very first time. And so we will plan to do all of us together starting on January the 4th. And that'll give our customers time to get their stuff in as well. But check out the product training tools if in the online office if you haven't. There's some really good tools there. And they're adding stuff all the time. So just be familiar with that. You should stay on top of all the things that are consistently being added. It's under Grow My Business in your online office. So make sure you check that out. Okay, what makes it different? You can read about this here. But I was going to tell you guys, it's the revolutionary new equipment and the control track. Like the test group just like goes on and on and on and on about how awesome the control track is. But because it's just really versatile and lets you do things that you've never really been able to do at home. So it's a really great tool for your home gym and kind of completes your home gym in a lot of ways. And they're actually going to use the equipment that we're using for this program in later programs. So the idea is that you'll get it now and then you'll be able to use it for other programs in BOD down the road. So it's not just buy it this one time and then you won't use it again. And a lot of the test group people also say that they use it just for like a few moves if they just want, like I was listening to one of the guys in the test group talk about the fact that he would do, like if he was going outside, swimming or whatever, he lives in Florida. So if he was going outside, he would like do some biceps really quickly on the control track just to like get the little pump going. So it's effective in that way. Okay, so what comes in the program, this is small, but you can read it for yourself. The 45 workouts, they're 10-minute bonus workouts. So a lot of people said like the first week, because I said it increases in intensity. In week 1, it's not like super intense, But you can add in these 10-minute bonus workouts. And then by the end, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that was plenty. That was more than enough. And then, like I said, the Tabata bonuses that you can add on. They're remote control workouts, which is super cool. So it doesn't use the step and it doesn't use dumbbells. It's basically the equivalent of a week's worth of workouts, but it's all going to be just using control track and the ball, which are super portable. So the control track basically you can use on any door. And there are videos in VOD actually that talk about this. So I'm not going to go into all of it, but you can either use it on a door. If you don't have a door, then you can use a stud on your wall and you can use these screw things. There's a whole video on it. But anyway, those are the two options that they recommend. But so it's portable. So if you were traveling, you could put it on a door wherever you travel and it's not heavy. It's small. I mean, it roll up, so it's pretty small. There's a brag board, so you can talk about, your progressions and all that and brag about your gains. The installation videos, like I said, daily trackers, the rest, new equipment that we already mentioned. Let me make sure I'm hitting everything I wanted to hit. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so nutrition, obviously because it's an autumn program, she wants you to do ultimate portion fix, though she says either one is okay. But most people in the test group did ultimate portion fix. And so because that's what Autumn, she is the creator of it. And so that's just what they did. But if you want to do TV mindset, that's totally fine too. And it comes with both complete programs, just like the last few challenge packs the last few launches have included. And also they get the Nutrition Plus membership as well in the first 30 days. If you don't have them opt out, it's automatic. So make sure you're aware of that and you talk to them about it, because a lot of times people are like, oh my gosh, what's this $19.95 charge? So you want to make sure that you go through that with them before they sign up and they opt out if they're not. If they are interested, it's pretty valuable. I mean, Alana, and you're basically getting Alana's coaching and Autumn's coaching. Alana's coaching is like $400 an hour, and you get it in there. She does a lot of one-on-ones and a lot of like counseling almost, and gives tips and recipes and things like that. It's pretty valuable if you need. It's kind of like, think about it like Weight Watchers. You go into the appointments. It's like ongoing support. So if they're really struggling with nutrition, then it's not a bad add-on. Okay, about that. So important dates. The first watch launched yesterday, which is our first look, I think is what it's called. This is incorrect, but yesterday, that's what I was talking about a second ago. It's like a 12 or 13 minute video. Monday, we can purchase and our preferred customers can purchase. And then the 21st is everyone else. And then I'm planning on a January 4th start date. And then here is a little launch prep. So this says November, and this is what I've been doing. Obviously, it's already December 1st, but you're not too late. We still have 7 days before even the coach launch. So you're fine if you haven't done these things yet, but you're going to want to get on it. So what you want to do, there's a champions training video. I think there are 2 actually. You can go watch that if you haven't yet. We're going to have a team call with Autumn next week. So stay tuned. I'm waiting on details for that, but stay tuned for that. But we'll have that. You'll have more information than you need, I promise. But that's then go to Autumn's page and follow her if you don't, or at least check in there frequently into her Instagram. She does a lot of videos about the program, a lot. So like about the control track and different moves and different like questions that people are asking, modifications, things like that. She goes into a lot of that in her social media. So go check that out if you haven't already. Create an application for interest. It doesn't need to be fancy. You can use a Google form. If you don't have like a Glufoo or something, just use a Google form, and it needs to be like 4 questions. It's just going to keep you really organized for the launch. So I do name, email, do you have a BOD account, and like, are you a customer? Are you a current customer? So just to keep you really organized, it's helpful to be able to send an application just to have everything in one place, because it puts them all into an Excel document or a CSV file or whatever, and you have it all right there to see and have in one place. And so, and plus it just makes you more professional. So I highly recommend doing that for all your people who are interested. And then blog posts, I don't think any of you guys have blogs, but if you do, you write a blog post. And we open the Snoop group. So your goal right now is to be adding people to the Snoop group. And the whole point of like having a group is to create FOMO, right? That's what we're doing in there. We want to bring energy. We want to be excited. If you're not excited, nobody else is going to be excited. It's super contagious. So bring your excitement. the group. Don't just drop people off in there and like be a spectator. Get involved, post, like, did you do an autumn workout? Post about that and talk about it in the group. Like, I just did this workout. It was awesome. I forgot how I felt after
Okay.
in 21 Day Fix Extreme or whatever. Yeah. So just talk about that.
Okay.
You need to be talking about it on your social media. You need to be talking about it.
Okay.
You need to do like your reels about it. You can do, hold on. I wrote down exactly. Okay, so you could do post about workouts, like what workouts are you doing right now, what to expect, your group, your nutrition. I highly recommend doing like an autumn program right now, either like a hybrid or a straight autumn program before the launch. So you can just like focus on your journey, her cueing, you can kind of learn her style if you're not familiar with it or if it's been a long time, then it's really good for you to go back and do that. And then to be talking about that in your stories, in your post, every single day in your stories at least, be talking about this program and showing transformations and talking about the nutrition plan. This would be a great time to familiarize yourself with Ultimate Portion Fix and show meals from that and recipes from that and how you make it work in your life. And you know, how basically just what your routine looks like. Things like that are going to be really valuable right now. So post things like that. Your first step. So when you get off this call, I want you to create a list, if you have not, of your current customers and coaches. If you have coaches, you're going to reach out and talk to them, get them to do this program with you. If you have customers, you're going to talk to them and see if they're interested in doing this program with you. Reach out to them, send an email to them, reach out to them. If you have a lot of customers, send out like a big email. But you can also go into your BOD and, go into your Coach Online office, and you can sort and find all the people who've done 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme and 8 Day Obsession. Those are the people who are going to be easy, right? Those are the easy targets because they've already done her programs, probably already gotten results, and they're probably going to be interested in her new program. So just email them. Did you know she has a new program out? And then give them a little information, get them in the Snoop group. So that's your first step. Talk to the people you have now. That's always my first step in a launch. Reach out to my coaches, reach out to my customers. You want to get them excited and get them into it. Then, you're in your existing customer base, and then you pull that list. And then you want to plan to purchase on the 7th. So you can get your equipment in time, and then you can talk about it. Commit to a program, commit to Ultimate Portion Fix, get results. So you want to get yourself acclimated to autumn and get people acclimated to autumn. But your job is to try to get some results by doing one of her programs, so you can pull more people in. You're your best advertisement, literally. Like if you follow a program to a T, get results, there's nothing better you can do really for your business than that. Like it helps your confidence, it helps you internally, and it also helps people, like they want to do that. They want results, so they want to come do it with somebody who's getting results. And so it speaks for itself. It's literally being a product of the product. Okay, I already talked about wanting the discount. Let me scoot down here. Like I said, I'll give this to you so you don't have to read it all, but it basically gives you like a week by week of what to do, you want to purchase for sure on the 7th, so you have all of your stuff in and you can be talking about it. Plus, if it sells out, which 21 Day Fix did, it sold out for like a month and it was rough. And so there were all these people so many people who wanted to do it, and then it sold out because it exceeded everybody's expectations, like times 1,000. And so it could very well sell out. So you want to make sure that you have your stuff in and that your people have their stuff in because they ordered on the 7th. So really emphasize the importance of ordering as soon as they can on the 7th. So there aren't any issues with shipping or anything like that. Okay, then, so there's always there are always two parts of a launch. There's when it initially launches, and then there's here I guess there are three, because there's the coach launch, the customer launch, and then there's another one. So I want you to be thinking in January, after you start the program, you're already going to be thinking about your next group in February. How are you going to fill that next group in February? By slaying the program in January. Straight up slaying it like it is your job. So if you can do that, you're going to have a very full February group. So with any launch, you don't want it to just be successful one time. You really want to think about the life of the launch. And so you want to think about, or the life of the program, you want to think about how you can do it again and think about that next group in February to start. And so what you can do then, like I said before, you want to first first and foremost, it's important not just to do public posts. You have to be doing the private messages too. That's how any successful coach has built her business. And so it's absolutely imperative that you don't just rely on throwing up a Facebook post. You actually, you actually have to talk to people behind the scenes. And that's really where the main work is. That you want to talk about the workouts you're doing. Right now, you could go to Autumn's Instagram. She's showing some of the moves. Take those moves and show them yourself. Like, show them on your own social media. Not her videos, but you recreate those and do them and show them on your media. But you can post in January. You can be posting little videos from like work moves from your workout. You can post what to expect from your group. You can show nutrition. You can show how you're going to be there to support them. Any hesitations that they might have, any objections they might have. You combat those now in your stories and in your posts. You can share transformations, your own. Also start sharing like your challengers, the other coaches on our team. Start their transformations, like even non-scale victories. Start sharing the heck out of that stuff. That's social proof, and that is super important. And then, yeah, really, really, really hype up ordering early as VIPs, especially so they don't sell out, and then just so they have their stuff for the whole duration of the program and not just that first 30 days. So that's going to be really important. And then get people excited, because if you're not excited, nobody is going to be excited. And I'm not going through this calendar because you can do it yourself, and you're all adults. I think you can all read. So I think it would be insulting to like read it all to you. But if you have a question, I'll check the chat in a minute. If you have a question, feel free to ask. But you just want to share a whole lot about it and talk about it. And transformations are your BFF for sure, because if I ever want to sell a challenge pack or to get somebody started, transformation is the way to go. So hands down. But I want to tell you a couple stories from people who actually were in the test group. So the first is Christina Battaglia. She is a 15-star diamond coach, but her husband is, what did she call him? A silent supporter. So some of your husbands might be silent supporters. So they don't do any programs, or like, I'm glad you're doing it, but I don't want to do that myself. I'm not ever going to do that with you, or I have no interest in doing that with you. That's what he was. And she got the call to do this. I guess they actually called him, like Autumn and corporate called him they called him down, see if he'd be interested in doing this. And he was like, yeah, he's like competitive. And so he was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, whatever, I'm going to get some results. So they went from New York. They live in New York. They were driving to Florida. So they were driving 18 hours to Florida, and they had committed to this program. So they were like figuring it out. They just made it like the challenge of not having, because of COVID and everything else, there were places they couldn't stop and eat. They couldn't stay the night. They get to Florida and find out that New Yorkers weren't allowed there, I guess. So they had to turn around and drive back. And so anyway, there's this whole, like, this program requires that equipment. And so she didn't have a step with her. So she used like a step. They got a hotel room one night or several nights, and she used the step outside in the hotel room. And like, she just talked about all the different things that they did. They like went to a gas station and stayed on food. So it was really cool just to see like, where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And Autumn talks about that a lot with the track, about like not being able to have like a wall or a door, but there are ways to do it. So where there's a will, there's a way. And it was really cool to hear her talk about it, and how you just take that challenge, you see it as a challenge, and be like, I know it's hard. Me too. I just did it on the outside of a hotel and used that step, and just used for the bathroom door in the hotel room for my whatever. Like, you just take that and use it as like, I know, me too. Like, we're doing this together, but how awesome that we're doing this together. But her husband, they stopped in North Carolina. Her husband had like 5 beers and I don't know what all, but anyway, it was not exactly on plan. And he ended up being like totally shredded. And she was like over there drinking her water. And she was like, just didn't get results as easily as some dudes. And so anyway, she was talking about how shredded he was, even though he was having all the beer on the pontoon boat. But she said specifically that they came together and it connected them. And it was just really super powerful. Hold on, I'm trying to remember what else she said something else. Oh yeah, when you commit to it and it's the first of the year in particular, you really like use that as your testimonial, because even if you don't have a transformation or whatever yet, like what an incredible time to do it. There's so many stories of people who use these test groups and these programs, like brand new programs and launches, as the jumping off point for their whole Beachbody career. And so it can really take off. But lead with emotion, she was saying. I'm not where I want to be. I gained COVID-15. I'm trying to handle all these mental health struggles. We all need a community to be in. Come and join us in this. Like, just lead with that emotion and that passion. Come get the confidence you deserve. Let's do this. I mean, it can just be that kind of verbiage. But where there's a will, there's a way. And she was saying, like, use the I don't know where to put the bands. I'm traveling without a step. All of those kinds of things is basically objection killers to get in the same grind with everybody else. Like, I don't have this either. We're going to figure it out together. And then she also was saying, don't discount anyone, because she didn't think, she didn't have the equipment. She didn't think her husband wanted to do it. And, it happened. This just so happened that he actually did want to do it, and he did. And so don't discount anyone. And the other thing is, if you have a spouse, guys, get that spouse to do it with you, if at all possible. And there are two things you can tell them. Number one, it's a huge income opportunity for your business. So a huge income opportunity. Maybe you don't have a transformation, but maybe like your spouse has weight to lose. Maybe your spouse could, bring men in, bring husbands and wives together. But for a lot of us, like I know if mine did it, like that would be huge for my business in terms of income, like massive. And the other thing is confidence, right? You gain so much confidence. And so this is so great for a relationship. And if you're trying to talk your husband into doing it, I don't know any husband who would be like, I don't want to do this, if you told him these two things. Number one, it's going to produce income for our family. It's going to help with income if you do this with me. If we can commit to this and like misery together and do this together and get results together. It's going to bring in income, number one. Number two, if you're confident, it's going to lead to some other things that they probably want, right? So it's going to benefit them in two different ways. And it's also going to have them be more confident. So they're going to maybe want to, have an improved relationship in that way. So anyway, I don't know if there are kids around, but I'm not going totally there. But you want people to think of you when they think of 9 Week Control Freak. You want them to think of you and be like, oh yeah, that was that girl who I saw her pictures all over the place floating around because she had these amazing results. That's what you want. You want to be that person. When they think of 9 Week Control Freak, they think of Corey Abraham or whatever, So that's how you want to approach this. And then the other person I want to talk to you about is Rob Pearson. He is, he's a 5-star, but anyway, it's neither here nor there. He's married to a 15-star coach, and he's a new dad. He's a new dad as of May, and was basically, I think he'd been a dad for like a week when he got the call to be in the Control Freak test group. And he only lost, he's a workout fiend. And so everybody's experiences are really different. That's why I wanted to share a couple different ones with you. So Rob is like a 2.5 hour a day workout guy, and he would work out like all day long if he could fit into his schedule. He's just that guy. He loves to work out and does really long workouts. And he like had his whole gym, like they bought their dream house, and he converted this whole huge space into this gym space. And anyway, he was a new dad and had been doing these 2.5 hour workouts. And he started doing 9 Week Control Freak, which is, like I said, 18 to 30 minutes. Guys, he lost 4 pounds and got shredded. Lost 4 pounds. And that doesn't seem like a lot, but he did that in 18 to 30 minutes. And he was doing 2.5 hour workouts. Like, if that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what does. Because to the people who say like, you can't get results in that amount of time, you absolutely can. Even if you're already in really great shape, even if you're already fit, even if you work out 2.5 hours a day. So that to me was like mind blowing. I thought that was super, super cool. But also he didn't have, like I said, he just built this whole space and he didn't have a door in it, and it was like concrete walls or whatever. So he basically, and several people said this, he basically had to go into the most inconvenient place in the house to make like this workout space for this program. So you might not be in your gym space at home. You might have to find like a door somewhere else or whatever. And that's just part of the story, Okay, it is what it is, but where there's a will, there's way, and you can figure that out. So I might not be able to work out in my media room. I haven't figured that all out yet, but where I usually work out. But anyway, he is 6'7", which is kind of note also, because people are like, I don't know if you have to work out in a different space other than your typical workout space, is there going to be enough room? Well, yeah. So basically you need a 5x5 space. He's 6'7", and he said he could absolutely do it. And with the control track too, you don't have to just go straight forward. Like you can kind of angle and create more room that way, but it does not require a lot of room. So if you have to go to a different room in the house for these particular workouts, it's doable. Let me see what else. Oh yeah, he was also saying he loved the 4-minute Tabatas at the end of the workouts, just because you can kind of empty your tank and leave it all out there. And when you're stressed or whatever, that's really nice. I don't know if I got. Oh, invites. I was going to share this. Sorry, I forgot about these slides. Share this with you. So those are the things to talk about in your public invites. I shared with you some of them, but those are some other things you can do. And then in your private invites, this is just an example to send out to people. But you want to be, I mean, all of your invites right now should be geared towards 9-week control freak. And then there's some tips that you can read. I mean, this is obviously, you want to maintain the excitement from right now all the way through January, February for this program. It should be your 100% focus. And right now you should probably be doing an autumn program or some kind of hybrid to lead up to the start date for 9-week control freak. You also want to talk about it in your challenge groups. If you have not already, you want to talk to them about it and kind of build the hype in there. But it's your job to stay in the loop. So make sure that you do follow Autumn. You do check the Beachbody page on social media. You do check Carl Deichler's page on social media. You do follow TBB411 or whatever it's called on social media. Just stay in the loop. Be on the team call. Be on the Autumn National Wake Up Call. Get all the information you can. Check the back office, like I said, the product toolkit. And then, yeah, encourage people to be ready right away to order on the 7th, like I said. Because if there's a sellout, then they're not restocking like the steps. So, and then the other stuff could take a while. With COVID, everything is like, seems to be delayed when you run out of equipment. I know right now they said that there are enough for like, I think they have already stocked and ready to go, like 350 or 400,000 packs, like accessory bundles, like ready to go. So there's a lot already there and ready, and they're not anticipating any sellout of those main things, but the steps will definitely sell out because they're not restocking those, and they're not a huge amount, and they're not included in the package. Oh, and the other thing is a buddy system. So I encourage you to find a buddy. It doesn't have to be like who you're working with right now as a success partner, but find a buddy and hold each other like next level accountable. I really think it helps. And you can also encourage your people to do that. But throughout the launch, just somebody who will, push you to be better, who you can check in with daily. I know you're doing it in your group, but sometimes as coaches, we almost feel like we can't check in with like the raw and the real and whatever sometimes, because we have to be the coach and the example and whatever. And so it just kind of helps you stay accountable, completely accountable. Or well, like I know Jessie Meredith, she would not mind me telling you this, but she would check in her challenge groups and like she would eat stuff after that. And she was like, oh, I already checked in, so it doesn't count if I eat it now. So like things like that, like, which is fine. And it's a funny story, and maybe some of you guys are familiar with that feeling or have done that, but, and there's nothing, whatever, it is what it is. But for this, if you really want the best results possible, then that's going to require us to stay on top of our game. So anyway, get excited. Are you guys excited about this program? Do you have questions? I think, hold on, I saw some chats. I'll go back to it in a second. I did want to say a couple things. So it is a no for pregnant women. The first, I think the first 3 weeks would be okay. There's not a lot of planking or anything like that. But beyond that, there's just a lot, like the Tabata stuff, like you're getting your heart rate really high, which is not ideal necessarily for pregnant women, especially after 12 weeks. And then none of the core work. You can't be in the supine position after 12 weeks, after the first trimester. You don't want to be lifted. It's just not a great program. They'd have to modify a lot to do this program. So generally speaking, probably not a great idea for them to do this one. You can't, like I said before, you cannot start this program without the equipment. So even though it will be on the NVOD, I think on the 6th, so Sunday night loaded, it doesn't make sense because you absolutely cannot do it without the equipment. And there's no way to modify the equipment. And then, like I said, the 5x5 foot space is enough. So if you have people who are concerned about space, you really can do it in any space. Yeah, so postpartum I think is fine as long, once you're cleared by your doctor, that shouldn't be an issue. Just signed up as a coach. Yes, they get 30% off. So anybody who signed up in November, so if they signed up with a challenge pack or a completion pack, they'll get 30% off of the accessory bundle. For we should be getting an email. They should also be able to see it when they log in. They should see the promo, the 30% off promo. Can you buy a second track? Yes. So the tracks, you can buy a track and a ball. I think those are the only two things you can buy. Well, the step, obviously, but you can buy both of those for 40% off the second one. So if you buy like the accessory bundle and want to add, if like Corey's doing it with you, Brittany, you can add on a track for 40% off. The prices are in the FAQ for the track. I don't remember right off the top of my head what it is. How do you find out? Yeah, you can see if they bought a challenge pack or like look at your BOD people, but specifically if they bought a challenge pack and it was one of like, it was 21 day. If you've been around a long time, you probably had a lot of like 21 day fix people or 80-day obsession people. But yeah, usually if they bought the challenge or completion pack for that, or if they bought the accessory bundle for that too. Like a lot of people bought the 80-day obsession accessory bundle, so you can check that in their purchases. I don't know what I did when they cracked y'all up, but selling. Okay, any other questions? I hope y'all are excited, y'all. This can be completely game-changing, and I hope you think about talking to your spouse. It really would help your income, and it really would help your sex life. So, Melissa, I know that's a concern for you. Not that you guys are struggling in that area, but like if you want to convince
what was that?
Like
what was that you said?
I gotta talk quietly. But if you want to convince a guy, I think those are the two things you have to address. Always. Oh yeah, it's true though, right? Is that not factual? Or maybe mine is just weird. Maybe we're just next level. I don't know. But yeah, those are the two ways to speak to him, to convince him to do something. Yeah, totally true. Okay, so in my mind, I know like if he would commit to it and do it with me, like guys just generally get results pretty easily for the most part. And I know he would get like staggering results that I could share and use for my business. But we'll see. I'm working on it. So I'm preaching to, I'm trying to get mine to do it too. So I know it's not always easy. Mine has back pain and other issues, and he isn't a thing with like, he's not an Autumn fan either. It kind of runs in our family, but, and but her programs are so good. They really are. They really are. So, it's not, I know, right? Yeah. They can like think about losing weight and they've lost 10 pounds. It's true. They're like, I think I'll have water instead of vodka. And they're like down 10 pounds the next week. It's crazy. Well, maybe he will, Debbie, if you tell him it's for income and that you'll throw in a little something. Maybe he will. Oh, how irresistible he'll be after he has all that confidence. His endorphins. Okay, anything else? If not, I'm going to give you this PDF so you can see the breakdown of everything, kind of your step-by-step plan for the launch, for your launch, and get people in our launch group. Talk to people about it. It's not too late. We have a week to get people, and I really think that the best idea is to get them to sign up as a preferred customer so they commit to the full 9 weeks, because we know that if people don't do that, then they cancel a lot of times after that first month. And so it just helps them with that commitment and right off the bat and start off January strong. And as I said before, the very best way to get results is, the very best way to blow this up is to get results yourself. So definitely work on that. Do like getting the best results you possibly can. And like I said, make it your goal to be like the 9 week control freak person. Like the one that everybody uses your transformation because you look so incredible, because you just slay it. Be that person. Oh, I didn't know your husband was your Kristen. Tell him I'm sorry, but I'm really not. Okay, there is nothing else. I am going to jump off, and I will post this in the recording in the team page. All right, you guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.